All right, here. So, quick little video on what's happening with dead matter. I didn't really want to make this. I think it's ridiculous that I'd have to, but here's the gist of what's happening. In a legal definition, and I have plenty of experience in business law in a lot of different countries. I am a business owner. I have built plenty of technology companies, fairly large ones, thousands of times bigger than QI software is. And I've never seen in any other industry this kind of behavior because it's a lot of their actions and behavior is in fact illegal. Now they might even be facing criminal charges. I think that's a little bit far-fetched, although it is a possibility. I think a small possibility. Depending on what they've done with their Steam, Valve contract, and or Indiegogo behavior, and so on and so forth. But basically, what we're seeing here is two parts. It is unacceptable, unprofessional behavior that is. It's the kind of behavior that I would not even allow my 4-year-old daughter to carry out at home. You know, if she promised to do something and then she didn't do it and then she lied about it to me, she'd be in a lot of trouble. Well, this is exactly how these guys are behaving. So I think it is incredibly hard to consider them as adults and impossible to consider them as professionals. And this is really unfortunate. I personally do not care if I get a key today. I didn't even look until today. I heard on the 19th, I saw I have a server here that broadcasts their updates. And I saw Dead Matter, we're working on stuff. So this is actually all I looked at over the last few days. And I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a day or two and then I'll go look and I'll try to find a key. So that's what I did. I didn't even look until today, which is 2 days after launch. And I didn't even know what was going on, and I didn't really care. Like, I don't need the key right now. I'm more than happy to wait a week, come back. If they're working on fixing problems in order to deliver us our keys, I could care less. After even viewing some of the content that was released on a stream the other day, the clunky and really amateur development of the characters, the zombie NPCs, how clunky and badly they've been programmed and developed so far, it actually threw me off of even wanting to play. So I don't really care if I can play right now. I backed this because I saw a website and an Indiegogo that had a very good presentation. It discussed a lot of the problems that have been happening in this industry with developers that are children, that are unprofessional, that are toxic and hostile to their own customers, that are incredibly greedy, where they are caring about cash grab more than creating a good game and delivering tools and server code to the players so that we can host our own servers, and all of these different things that they put in their presentation. It has many, I think they even address almost all, if not all, of the elements that have been plaguing this zombie survival genre over the last 10 years. And they had good answers for them, where I don't necessarily agree on everything. They had good answers for them. And the fact that they had answers for them at all really showed that they were considering and thinking about these things. In the end, though, I think right now, after they've raised about $2 million from just under 50,000 backers, they had a 2-week countdown for delivery. They had plenty of time to fix this. And now that it's been over 48 hours, we're going on 72 hours now since the supposed launch. And all we're getting from this team is childishness, morally bankrupt behavior. They are showing quite clearly that they have no sense of business ethics whatsoever, to the degree that if they were working in any other industry, their careers would be over. For example, if they were working in a technology industry like the medical industry, they would never be allowed to work in the med tech industry ever again if they behave this way. And I know that because I'm certified in this industry, among others. And if you behave like this at all in any of these kinds of industries, you lose your licensing and you're put on a blacklist where you're never allowed to be relicensed. It's akin to being a lawyer and lying in court and having it proven in court that you've committed perjury. You lose your legal license, you get debarred, so on and so forth. It's this kind of conduct that in many industries, if they would behave this exact same way, there would be no questions about it. They would be gone from that industry. Now, that's another big issue that this video is lightly touching, which is, why does the gaming industry allow this kind of behavior? And it really comes down to the fact that we have a large consumer base in the gaming industry, which I consider to be, I feel really sorry for them, actually. A lot of people call them the fanboys. I don't know really what else to call them, but it's the people that really don't value themselves as human beings. And I think that is part mental disorder, which is prevalent, highly prevalent in a lot of the gaming community, which is something taboo and not often talked about. There's actually a very good streamer on Twitch. He's a doctor, a psychologist that talks about this quite frequently. I think his name is Dr. GG or something like that. Healthy Gamer GG. You should check out his channel. He's actually live right now with 5,000 viewers. So that's another topic, and I wanted to address those people just briefly here. So there's only one reason why somebody would continue to support QI software in their current behavior. And I'm not talking about supporting them, being a backer and all that. We're all backers. We're all backers. We've all chipped into the Indiegogo and we've contributed to this sum of money. So we're all in that same boat. But there is a very big difference between normal, sane, healthy people who have a sense of self-worth, who respect themselves, respect others, and there's this small minority of very mentally ill people, and I have studied psychology, I do know what I'm talking about, that really have an issue, and it's really with themselves. And I want to speak directly to those of you out there that are in this category, just briefly. I want you to value yourselves a little bit more. I want you to respect yourselves a little bit more. When somebody treats you like this, you should not accept it. If somebody is abusive to you in your life, you should not accept it. And that's a problem prevalent in a lot of people, and I just want to bring that to attention really briefly here, not really get deep into that, but that's really all it is. When somebody goes on Reddit and, you know, we look at like this post, and you have clear screenshot statements from developers that there are no more keys, and then you've got maybe some people here that are defending this, like this guy. I've seen his posts here non-stop in almost every thread. This guy is a very unfortunate person. I feel sorry for you. You don't have any self-worth. Either you're actually paid or working for the company to support them in this argument, or you're just somebody who needs to think about how people treat you and what you as a person are worth, what you as a person deserve in terms of treatment. Because the way that this company is treating all of us is unprofessional, unethical, morally bankrupt. It is actually illegal, and it should not be accepted by any of us. Now, how we deal with that is another matter. We can rage and scream and cry, which is not something I think is productive or constructive whatsoever, and I'm not going to do that. But we can clearly state as adults, this is unacceptable behavior, and you need to fix it. Or else I'm going to charge back, or else your careers are over, and that's just the way it goes. I am an owner of businesses. I am an owner of fairly large businesses, and I can say with absolute certainty, I have also shipped games. I've shipped 3 games. One was acquired by Valve. I know how it goes. I know the challenges. I really would like this company to succeed. I really want them to deliver this game that we all want to play. But I care much more about their ethics, their behavior, their quality as human beings. And right now, quite frankly, in my book, these are dumpster trash people. These are really the worst kind of people that I have no respect for on a personal level. And I don't want to get too personal, because that was actually, that was one of these things that I looked up when I decided to back the game. Was obviously, okay, who is this guy running this company, and why doesn't it let me see that now? That's odd. So, oh yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me see this now, but so yeah, I looked at this when I wanted to back them, and I said, okay, that's very red flag here. He was basically a babysitter. That's all of his experience for 10 months. And then he's working on a computer science degree, a bachelor's degree. I don't want to personally, go after someone, but he is the spokesman of the company. He is the person selling us this stuff. So if anybody is selling me something and they say that they can accomplish something, I look at their background. I hire plenty of people. I've hired thousands of people for the technology companies that I have built and continue to do so to this day. If I looked at this guy and I saw the claims that he was saying that he wanted to do without any proof of that accomplishment, then I would never hire this guy for that. Now, they did release enough interesting stuff that it looked like, okay, they've got an engine together, they've got some assets in there, they're talking about the right kind of mechanics and game elements and everything. So, like I said, we're all backers of this game. I think we all want this game to succeed very much. But what matters to me, and I hope that other players out there, other gamers out there, take heed of this and consider it for just a second or two. What matters more is your time, you as a human being, you as a person. And if you're going to be spending your money and your time on people that are behaving this way, does it really matter how good the game is? And that's a question of what kind of value you have as a human being. The answer to that question is directly related to how valuable you are as a human being. If you answer that question and say you don't care, well, the answer is basically that you don't care about yourself. You don't care what value you as a human being have, and therefore you don't believe that you have any value. And I want you to stop thinking that way. That's not a healthy way to think. I'm an older gamer. I'm from the old school of gaming. I'm from the pre-internet days of gaming all the way through to today. I've been an esports competitor. I've shipped 3 games. I love the gaming industry. It's something that it's been in my life since I was 12. It's going to always be part of my life. And one thing that I've noticed and I feel very passionately about is I want gamers to feel better about themselves, not be abused, because this behavior is unacceptable and illegal in any other industry, in any other context. So this is a prime example of one of the worst launches I've ever seen in my life. I really don't recall anything worse than this. Even back in the day when like The Realm, the first massively multiplayer online RPG that came out in, I think, 1994 or something like that, that I played, and their launch, and we were dealing with dial-up modems back then, and the launch was not this bad, not even close. This is a problem, and I think that everyone should take a moment to consider that. I think you should all go and check out this website here, Indiegogo's Chargeback. Indiegogo is a payment processor and a storefront effectively for people trying to pre-sell products. They have positioned themselves legally very well, where Indiegogo is very much on our side as a consumer. They have to be because of consumer protection laws in most civilized countries. And if they want to be able to operate in those countries, then they have to abide by those kinds of laws, the EU being the strictest, of course. But Canada being even more strict than the US and supportive of consumers, where this software company is based. They are in breach of the Indiegogo agreement, and they're also in breach of their Valve publisher agreement, which is another issue I'll get to in a second that other people have already posted about quite well. So anyway, I think you should read this and highly consider a chargeback. Why? Because as consumers, the number one thing that we can do to fraudulent business practices is speak with our money. Now, I don't want to jump ahead and talk about class action lawsuits and civil lawsuits, which are highly likely if they do not change or improve upon their current situation. I really doubt that criminal liability is going to be levied on them. However, I don't know because, of course, the company is not communicating with us anything. That is also a possibility. I see that as a very small possibility. But these are things that we should be looking at going forward. I think that's a little bit premature to do that. I personally am planning on waiting a week. I am doing a chargeback for sure. Right now, the way that the company is behaving, they don't deserve the few $100 that I've paid them. And I have already initiated a chargeback. I will consider jumping in again at some later date if they are behaving better, if they come clean with their behavior that they have shown us over the last 72 hours. But as of right now, with their behavior alone, I really don't even care if this game is good. And what I saw in some of the videos really drove me off of it anyway. The characters are clunky. The zombies are all bugged, and it's just there's nothing really. There's no gameplay in there yet. Nice assets, nice engine. You know, I'm sure that I'm hoping still that they can deliver something, but it's nothing impressive. And I have much better games to play than this right now. Anyway, yeah, I think you should highly consider that and read the Indiegogo chargeback section. It is very much in support of consumers. Indiegogo basically positions themselves where they do not stand in the way. They simply serve as a marketplace and a payment processor for developers that want to develop something and raise money for it on Indiegogo. They will not support the companies specifically. They state here very clearly that they're not going to get in the way, that it is up to the chargeback process, and Indiegogo is not going to be part of it. They're just going to help transfer information from one party to the other, which is a very good thing. So given this scenario where they've promised to launch and they have not delivered any of the things that they've sold us, it will be very easy to charge back this $1.5 million from them. Now, here's some other issues. Now, there's some discussion here, what is wrong with the keys? And there's a little bit of speculation here and some facts. So I think that should be reviewed and understood. So it is very clear that this behavior is absolutely preposterous and atrocious. This guy is a complete garbage person. I have no respect for him. His career is definitely over. Simply for even if this was handed to him and he was told to repeat this, he should have protested, because no adult, responsible, professional human being would ever say something like this to their customers. It's unacceptable. So calling us all babies and we're not babysitters. And I don't even know what happened. I didn't read any of the Reddits. I didn't see anything else. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, you have 50,000 customers. You have $2 million from us. You're 72 hours late, and you've given us nothing but lies. And a lot of these statements that you've made up to this point, excusing that things are not going as planned, have been proven to be lies. So there is every justification, which is not even required because we're customers. We have the right to complain. And I would not complain in a bad manner. I would not be rude. I would not make things up. I would not yell or scream at you. But I would expect an answer. And you've not even given us that. You've lied to us, or you've ignored us, or you have refused to even give an accurate or even an answer whatsoever on what's happening. And then you call us babies for complaining. Now, I haven't said anything in Discord. I haven't typed one letter in their Discord. Today is the first time I'm actually checking it, and it's already shut down. All the channels are shut down. So we can't even post anything in the Discord. And the website contact page does not work. I already tried it. Their emails are unavailable. I already tried that. They're not answering any form of communication that I can find. Which, I mean, okay, I don't think I have to go into it and explain that. So, but let's look at a little bit of the information that we have here. So, you know, there's some really good posts on Reddit here. Here's a guy that used to operate a business in the tech industry plenty of times. And he's explained a little bit about how QI has already gone into a contract with Steam. So Steam already did a green light with Dead Matter, which means that they've signed a contract with Steam to be their publisher. Now, I completely understand QI not wanting to pay Steam 30% of their sales, because that is atrocious, and there's few industries that do that. Actually, I don't think there's any industries that do that. If you're trying to sell something on, say, an online shop or even Amazon, it's going to be single-digit percentages in sale costs that you're going to have to pay for each sale. Gaming is atrocious. Steam is a juggernaut, and I really enjoy Epic Games trying to create their launcher and their store to combat this, both on the mobile side and on the PC side, and apparently on the console side as well, because charging 30% is horrible. I completely understand and sympathize with that. But when you go into a business contract and you know the terms, it doesn't matter, because you have to perform. You have to deliver on a legal contract. And what they've done now is they have greenlit on Steam, which means that they have gone through a legal contract with Steam as a publisher, which means that they are launching on Steam. That means that Steam is their publisher. They are the developer, Steam is the publisher, and Steam is going to take 30% of sales. They've already entered into that contract. Then they went and sold the game on Indiegogo, where apparently they get all the money or a much bigger percentage of the money. I don't know what Indiegogo takes. Maybe they take 5% or 10%. I'm not sure. But then they went here and they started this on Indiegogo to sell Steam keys. Now they're calling it closed alpha access key, but it also includes the full game when it comes out. And if we look at what Steam says as far as the kind of keys that you are allowed to have on Steam. Where is this post? This was the post that the moderator actually... Okay, type of keys. These are the type of keys that developers can issue via Steam publishing platform. Standard. That means you buy a product that's like all the other Steam keys that we have. Release override. Less than 1,000 keys for small beta tests or press influencer access. It is in bold right here. It is never okay to sell release override beta keys. It's never okay to sell release override beta keys. So this person posted this. This person has posted this and posted the screenshot. Now we have a moderator coming in here saying, I'm locking this thread for spreading misinformation. This is not misinformation. This is information. This is information direct from Steam. I've also pinned a reply from a developer about the matter. Here was the reply pinned, where he avoids answering the question whatsoever treats the poster as if it's his fault, that he's an idiot for posting this. You should know, ask every dev on Steam ever. Well, excuse me, I'm a dev. I've released 3 games. One of them was acquired by Valve. You're full of shit, Gunschlinger. And so is your English. And then he's saying here that Steam changed it because some devs abused it. Yeah, you guys are abusing it right now. So this is unreal. This is like China level behavior, where they get caught someone gets caught red-handed doing something atrocious, morally bankrupt, childish, illegal, and then instead of even addressing that issue, that fact, which has already been proven, they then blame the person accusing them of the same thing. That is China, Eastern Asia culture level undevelopment of a human being. And I've lived out there, so I know what I'm talking about. This has nothing to do with culture or whatnot. But that is that level of horseshit. Suffice to say, if you want to be part of the civilized world, if you want to be considered a developed adult human being, you are not allowed to behave this way. And this is how QI software is behaving. That is why I am doing a chargeback. I don't need to have a key right now. I don't want to play the game right now. I'm playing other games. I'm actually happy that I don't have the key in a sort of morose sense, because I sort of don't want to play after seeing the videos and footage of it, and now I don't have something sucking me in to play that. And I would have been fine if they would have addressed this and said, we need another week, guys, that we've had all these problems. No. Weeks ago, they said they had legal problems and it's delayed because of legal problems, and they didn't tell us anything about legal problems. They should have. Especially now that we understand a little bit more about why they're having legal problems. They're having legal problems because they're committing fraud and they're breaching their contract with Steam and Indiegogo. That's something that we customers need to know. Unless, of course, they are fraudulent criminals. And fraudulent criminals obviously don't want the people that they are frauding to know what they're doing. Anyone else, if they make a mistake and it's turning out a situation that affects their customers, they want their customers to know. That's just being professional. It's also a legal liability. It's beyond personal. It's beyond a personal stain on them as people. It is legally liable to them as a company that they are required by law to deliver this information and communicate with us customers what is happening with the product that we've purchased. Especially if there's legal trouble, they need to communicate that to us in a clear manner, not trying to make things up or lie to us, which is what they've done. So that is why I am saying, you know what? I would never accept anyone treating me like this in business. I won't let anyone treat me like that personally. And this is what it is. Gaming is both business and personal to me because I do both sides of the gaming industry. And this is absolutely unacceptable to me in any way. So I do hope that they change their tack. I do hope that they succeed with this. I do want this game to come out. I do want them to deliver. I do want them to be super successful. But right now they don't deserve my money. And the way that they're treating me, like they're treating all other customers, is absolutely garbage. Personally and professionally. And with that, I'd like you to take a moment to think about what you are worth as a person, because I think that you are worth more than the way that they are treating us. Have a good day and win.